Hey consumers, welcome back to Amateur Consumption. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Mary.
This week on Versus, we're going to be taking a look at Pinot Noir.
So the cheaper Pinot Noir is this one called Cherry Blossom from Trader Joe's. We got it for about $4 and it comes from Napa, California. And then the second one is Meiomi, and this one's about $20. And it comes from a few different vineyards across California in Monterey, Sonoma, Santa Barbara.
Put it over here. All right, so let's take a look. I'll start with the stem glass this week. Red, slightly opaque, typical of Pinot Noir. Let's give it a smell. I feel like I get like a cherry note on the nose on this one. Fresh cherries. All right, let's give it a taste. Light, goes across your palate, smooth. I don't taste a lot of residual sugar or sweetness. I feel like during the taste I get like a little bit unripe strawberry flavors, so a little bit tart in the berries, but very easy drinking. If this were the cheaper wine, I think that I would be surprised. This is tasting like a pretty good value to me. So for me, this Pinot Noir is just a little bit above average. It's not anything that's crazy. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
So I'll move on to the stemless glass. Swirl. Pretty similar in color, maybe a little bit darker than the other one. I'll give it a smell. Oh, this one smells a lot different, like a lot deeper than this one. This one smelled very fresh. Give it a taste. A little bit towards the medium body. It's a little bit more complex than some other Pinots. I think I taste some acidity in this one a little bit more than others. Those has a little bit of sweetness to it. For rating for this one, I'm gonna give it a 5. I think it's just a little bit average.
Now I'm gonna try this one. It's a little bit darker red than the first one. This one smells a little bit sour. Smells kind of weird. It smells more earthy than I would expect a Pinot Noir to smell. Those kind of is putting me off. I'm gonna give it a taste and see what that does. I mean, there's not a lot there. It's a light-bodied wine, goes across your palate smooth. It's a high quality taste, actually. I think that this is the Meiomi. It's a tough one. So I think I'm gonna rate this one. Tasting wise, I'm tasting a little bit of earthy flavors, but like intentional. I'm tasting light acidity. Again, that kind of like hint of that unripe strawberry, that green strawberry flavor. This is a great wine. I really like it. They both are above average. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10.
Give it a swirl. Pretty normal Pinot Noir color, more towards the ruby red. Not super opaque, but a little bit. Give it a smell. It smells like a pretty good Pinot. Get a lot of strawberries, fresh fruit smells in there. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste. This is pretty good. It's very smooth. Tastes pretty young. Doesn't taste like there's any oak or anything like that trying to cover anything up. Tastes very much like a classic Pinot Noir. As far as rating for this wine, I'm gonna go with a 6. I think it's very easy to drink, it's very good, but it doesn't have a ton of complexity, which is fine for an everyday drinking wine. But I would want more complexity to give it a higher rating.
I'm looking now at the bottle and realizing that one's called Cherry Blossom, and going back to this one, I can really sense that, and so I don't know if that's what they were going for or that they named it before or after the wine was made, so it's hard to know. I think now that this one's the Meiomi, and I think that this one now, tasting both, is the Cherry Blossom.
I think with tasting both of them, after I've rated them and everything. I'm gonna go with the stemless being the Meiomi and the stemmed being the Cherry Blossom.
So I tasted this one first, and I gave it a 6, and I thought it was Meiomi. And then I tasted this one, realized this was Meiomi, gave it a 7, and gave this one still a 6, knowing it was Cherry Blossom.
So you're correct on your guesses.
Yep.
I guess that this was Meiomi. Is that wrong? That's wrong.
Yeah. So the only reason I got it right is this nose is so heavy in cherry smell.
So I guess we both thought they were both pretty good this week.
Definitely. Value-wise, it's really hard for me to say that you need to pick up Meiomi. It's a wine that I really like, and I prefer it out of the two, but the preference is so small that I don't really think it matters to make that difference, you know? So for me, I prefer the earthy flavors that I found in the Meiomi over like those unripe fruit flavors that I was tasting in the Cherry Blossom, but at the end of the day, if I'm not tasting them side by side, Cherry Blossom is completely fine. So this one we did buy at Trader Joe's. I think it was $3 or $4. It was really cheap.
Yep.
So definitely worth a pickup to give it a shot. And like Mary said, Meiomi we got it for like $16. It was on sale, but typically runs $19.99.
Yeah. I will say the Meiomi is often on wine lists at restaurants, so that would be a good time to maybe try that one out where, you know, you're going to be spending money on a glass anyways, so you may as well make it something that should be pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Versus. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Drink more wine.